Most women go on birth control at 14 or 15 years old, and they're sold by their doctors or by their other female friends, etc., that it's a great way to regulate your flow and regulate your periods so you don't have as bad cramps, and it comes more regularly. Things are a lot less painful. On top of that, you can also get plowed harder than a field in Saskatchewan and have no consequences at all. Have all the fun. Have all the fun and more fun if you feel you so desire. Now, with that comes hormonal changes. So for those that don't know, hormonal birth control essentially hormonally tricks the woman's body into faking a pregnancy. So if a woman is pregnant, you can't get pregnant again. So there's no need to drop an egg. There's no need to do the natural things for a woman to be ready to be fertile because the body's been tricked into, well, we're pregnant. There's no need to. Just let it be, right? And if you have had any experience with women, you understand how hormonal and emotional they can be, right? Men, we are very logical. Women, they're very emotional and hormonal. The hormones are what dictate that. So when she is ovulating, you're going to get a different version versus when she is menstruating, right, et cetera, to the various cycles of the 28-day cycle for women. And so when you completely change the hormones, you're getting a completely different person. And so on top of having all the endless fun in your 20s with no responsibility, and we'll get to the 28, 27, 29, 30 baby rabies in a second, but you completely change the hormonal panel of the woman. And women that are pregnant or women that are menstruating select significantly different from when they are ovulating. So when a woman is ovulating, she's going to select a man with significantly more masculine cues, more alpha traits, more alpha tendencies, higher testosterone cues, as opposed to the menstruating, the period side, where it's a lot more softer, beta-tized, more feminized man type of tendencies. And so you think that is how these women are selecting. They've been on the birth control, let's say 14, 15 through 27, 28, when they decide, hey, I found my cleanup guy. I want to have a kid. I want to start a family. They got to get off the birth control for roughly about a year to be truly fertile again. And in that time, in becoming fertile, the cues completely change. So when women have all the fun in their 20s, all the fun, and then when 26, 27, 28 rolls around, and all their friends are getting married, having kids, starting families, etc., and society is putting that pressure on them because biologically women know you're basically like a fruitcake at 30. It is the fire sale, everything must go, going out of business. Right? Have you ever seen Don't Mess with the Zohan, Adam Sandler? Everything must go, going out of business sale the second the clock strikes 30. Let's look at this pressure. Got to get the cleanup guy. Maybe he doesn't have to be as good looking, as tall, as rich, as charming, as in good shape. Maybe he only has to be 3 inches instead of the 6 inches that I'd prefer. Maybe it's an angry 3 inches. I don't know. That's the preference, right? It's the cleanup guy. You're going to come clean up the mess, and you're just good enough to get by. So I don't end up childless and alone for 35 collecting cats and drinking wine, collecting corgis. And no shade to the corgis. We love corgis here on this channel. But point being, so all that happens. She's finally off the birth control because the birth control makes her select a softer man, which is in line with what I just described to you. And now all of a sudden she's off the birth control. And you are not so attractive. She wants the masculine cues. She wants the high testosterone cues, right? And I'll tell you this from 2 examples. I've dated many women that have been on and or off birth control, depending on which ones you have, but 2 that come to mind on a long-term basis. These ones stand out the most. And I saw about a year and change, less than change, on birth control and then off. And both of them, it was literally textbook. Because when they are off the birth control, they like my beard to be a little bit longer. They like the sharper, pointy, triangular taper that I love personally, which is a masculine cue. And they loved shorter hair. Like for me, I like it nice and high and tight to the wood, right down to the wood. Need a little touch up right now, but you get the point. When they were on the birth control, they wanted the more rounded beard. They wanted a beard that was rounded and would emphasize fatter cheeks, a softer look. They wanted me to grow my hair out longer. If anybody stuck around long enough when this was a channel documenting my career through professional hockey, I had a mullet, and that mullet was down to here, and these women on birth control loved it. Now you know who hates me more than anybody else? Women on birth control. Nobody hates me more than women on birth control. It's a good thing. And we'll continue on this path in this conversation. Both of them, night and day. And so